this is Jason with SubCompact Tractor Stuff, and in today's video we're going to be doing a 1,000 hour review on the Massey Ferguson. So I just did the 1,000 hour service on it, which involves changing all the oils, hydraulic, engine oil, all the filters, including the air filter, the fuel filter, down here in the front axle. All the fluid was replaced in that. I believe you do that at like 250 hours, so it's part of the 1,000 hour as well. So that was done. So basically everything has been done for the 1,000 hour service. So I figured it'd be a good time to do a review on it. I haven't done a video in quite some time, so I wanted to put something up there for you guys. Originally, a little while ago, I was talking about doing a 500 hour review. Well, that kind of got away from me. So it's a 1,000 hour review now is what I'm going to do. And that's why I wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way here and get it done for you guys before, you know, I had 1,500 hours on it. So basically, I use this tractor almost every single day. And this thing is a beast. I will just tell you that I have never ever owned something that's built as well as this thing is. So I really struggled with cleaning, you know, should I clean this up and make it look pretty, make it look presentable for you guys, or should I just kind of leave it the way it is? You know, leave it, basically it's dirty. You know, I use it every single day. I get a lot of things done around the property with it. I've got 10 acres here, so I'm constantly you know, using it. So I could clean it up and make it look nice, but it's going to be dirty again tomorrow. So even though it's ugly on the outside and needs a bath, needs to be cleaned up, I will tell you the one thing that I've always done with this tractor is kept up with the service. So anyhow, let's go ahead with this video, and I guess I'll start with the things that I don't like about this tractor. We'll get that out of the way. And these are just personal preference items, and a lot of these items have been fixed. For one thing that I don't like is where the loader handle is. I'm a shorter person, so even with the seat all the way forward, I'm always leaning forward to work the bucket. You know, with the bucket valve here, the loader valve. Now they have moved, the newer models have it back here. I believe it's somewhere over here where it's in a lot friendlier position, I feel, you know, to make it much easier to work the bucket. While we're here, the other thing I don't like is a seat. I've got 1,000 hours on the machine, so obviously that's a lot of seat time, and this thing is not very, you know, as you can see, it's not very thick, you know, so, you know, sitting on it for a couple hours, you want it just sinking all the way to the bottom. It feels like there's not a lot of support there. They have added armrests here on the newer models on both sides, and that is something that is I think is fantastic. That's something that this machine is definitely missing. The other thing that would be nice, which they have fixed in the newer models, is the steering wheel. I believe the newer models, the steering wheel has a lever, and you can move that steering wheel, you know, up or down to get in and out of the cab. You know, get it closer to you, and I believe it also telescopes out, so you can bring it closer to you, so you can fold it down, bring it closer to you, you know, whatever you need. So that's something that has been fixed in their newer models. I believe they've done something with the backhoe in the newer models. I think they've got more hydraulic flow. The entire unit, I believe, has more hydraulic flow. So that would be one of my kind of sticking points with this. Is when I first got the tractor, when I first got it and started learning, you know, was learning how to use the machine, it was plenty. The hydraulics were plenty quick. You know, because I was learning how to use it, didn't really know much about it and how to work the controls and everything. But now that I've got 1,000 hours on it, I've got a real good handle on the controls, how everything works, and the hydraulic flow is really slow. I think it's like 6.2 gallons per minute or something like that. So you know, the quicker the hydraulic flow, the faster, you know, the faster everything moves. That would be, you know, kind of a nitpicky thing probably. You know, most people would probably say, well, if you've outgrown this, go ahead and, you know, get something else that has a quicker hydraulic flow. And I've actually done that. Real quick, I don't want to get away from the review on the Massey here, but I bought me, this is SAL for short. It is a small articulating loader. This thing has, I think it's like 12 something gallons per minute, so the flow is a whole lot quicker, and this thing is more rated for lifting than it is anything. But you can get a bunch of attachments for the front of it, so we'll get some videos coming to you guys on this. I also have my side-by-side back here that I recently bought, so I like to start doing some videos. Oh, a little bird there, look at that. So I like to start doing some videos on that as well here, coming up pretty soon. So anyhow, stay tuned to the channel for those. But now back to the Massey. So so those are the things that I don't like about the Massey. As far as the way it's built, like I said, it's amazing. Amazing. I cannot stress that enough, how well this tractor is built. And one of the reasons why I left it dirty is I want you guys to see that I didn't buy this thing just to park it in a garage somewhere. I didn't buy it for that. I bought it to work, and that's what it does. So the 1,000 hours that I have on it, those are not easy hours. I'll be honest with you. Those are not easy hours. I've worked this thing really, really hard, and if it was going to break, it would have broke. Believe me. Some things on this would have broke the way that I use it. I try not to exceed its capacities, but let's be honest, we do sometimes. Everybody does. You know, try to limit that as much as you can, but you know, sometimes we do, you know, work it a little harder than it's supposed to, and I do that as well. So the only issues I've had with this, and let me show you, I've had 2 hydraulic lines break. One I believe was Massey's fault. It's this one right here. This one right here. I've kind of put it in a little bit better position and put some of the protective stuff over. I can't remember what it's called right now, but this protective stuff over those 2 lines to kind of help it, so when it rubs, you know, it doesn't rub against the actual hose. So I've done that. So I've had one of those hoses break, one of the outriggers. This one right here, this broke. Something got wedged up in there when I was using it one day, so I really can't say that was, you know, a bad design with Massey. That was just something just happened to work its way in there and busted that line. The interesting thing is that the hose that I put on there, the hydraulic hose that I put on there, I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's actually bigger than the original one it came with. Due to COVID, the Napa where I get these at, they were out of the this end piece here. I think it's a 3/8, I believe. Whatever it is, they didn't have this end piece with the smaller hose, so they were able to make the bigger hose with the right end piece. They had those in stock, so that worked out pretty well. I wasn't sure if that was going to work or not, but it works fantastic. There's no issues with that at all. It fixed the problem. No more leaks. Both the lights here, this is a bad design. In fact, I think this is one of the things that have been fixed. Those do stick out a little bit past the tires, and when I'm working out here in these woods, you know, clearing all this, like I said, we've got 10 acres here, so you know, I try to be careful, but I hit a tree with this, knocked that off. Luckily, I'm able to take this Gorilla Tape. The way it just broke nice and clean, a nice clean break all the way around it. So I was able to take this Gorilla Tape and just retape that back up. So that was a pretty easy fix. I think these are like $270, $280 or something like that to replace those, you know, to get the whole piece and take it out and replace it. And again, a nice clean break. When these bust off, it's nice how they break off, a nice clean break. So you just put it right back, tape it up, no issues there. That works. The other thing here, my hood dented. I actually bumped into a dead tree, and the top of the tree came off. Luckily, I seen it. I was able to jump out of the cab. I know they say wear your seatbelt for safety. I don't. Had I had this seatbelt on, I would have not been able to get out of the seat that quick, and that log would have landed on me and probably done some pretty serious damage. As you can tell, it did some pretty serious damage to the hood. So yeah, that could have been painful. Could have been a trip to the doctor or to the hospital, probably by ambulance, I would be thinking. So this locks in your diffs in the back, your differential lock, so that you can get true four-wheel drive there when you need it. So you can lock in all your wheels. This locks in the back wheels. This here does not, when you push it down, sometimes it doesn't want to engage properly. It's like you got to go forward for a little bit to let it sync up or whatever it does in the back, and then it'll work. But it doesn't come back out anymore. So I'm thinking there's a spring. See how I push that down? And it doesn't want to come out on its own. Usually before, when you push it down and let it go, it would spring back into its proper position, which is here, and that disengages it. So you have to be careful whenever you use this. If you need that and push that down, you have to be careful not to leave it like that. So you got to pull this back, you know, manually pull it back, because the spring isn't working anymore. I'll have to get into that and check that, you know, see what's going on, see what the issue is there, and get that fixed. Otherwise, you know, we could do some damage if we push that down and forget about it and we're driving around with it in that position. I believe those are the only issues that I've had as far as mechanical issues with it. I've pointed out some of the things that I don't like about it, but those have been fixed. And newer models, this one I believe is approaching right about 4 years old now. So they've made quite a bit of improvements in the newer models. Hopefully they're building them just as tough, because I could tell you that this thing again is a beast. It does almost everything that I ask of it. Hydraulics, you know, are powerful. I feel they're a little slow just because of my skill level has improved. Hydraulics are great. Engine power, horsepower, 22.5 horsepower. You would think this thing's got like 60 horsepower with the things that it can do. It's just very, very powerful. I find it very hard to get this thing stuck. You can use the backhoe. So I've had to use the backhoe several times to get myself out of some, you know, sticky situations, I guess you could call it, where I've been, you know, stuck with, you know, the wheels just won't get you out. Not often, but it has happened. So the backhoe is great to have. For me, the cruise control is a big deal. I'm glad I have that. The new Bobcat Sal over there does not have that, unfortunately. If anybody wants a nice heavy duty subcompact tractor, in my opinion, you can't go wrong with the Massey. It is just a beast. It's built very, very, very well. It'll do everything you ask of it and then some. So would highly recommend a Massey Ferguson. When I do go to replace this tractor, which I don't know how, you know, when that's going to be or if ever, but if I ever do, I will definitely be going with another Massey again. There's no doubt. All right, well, again, this is Jason with SubCompact Tractor Stuff. I hope you found this video helpful. Hope you've gotten some kind of use out of it. Maybe it's just entertaining for you, whatever. If you like the video, make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe and send me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want to see more videos on these items, Sal, and towed my tractor off-road. I'll be shooting some videos on those here real shortly and getting those up on the channel. So if you want to see some of that in the future, make sure you like and subscribe. Jason with SubCompact Tractor Stuff signing off. Have a great day.